as we mentioned earlier, the Boyd House is one of the homes on this year's tour. We're lucky we've got Julie Cohen here, Director of Landscaping for the OU campus. And Julie, can you tell us a little bit about the home? Like, when was this home built?
Well, the home was built in 1906 by the first president of the university, David Ross Boyd, and it's now called the Boyd House in his honor. It was occupied by all of the first university presidents until the late 60s, when it was abandoned for a house across town. And when the Borens came to the university,
Sure.
10 years ago, they renovated the home and moved back in. It was a large campaign involving private fundraising, and it was all private monies to restore the home and the gardens.
Okay, well, it is right here on the OU campus, so that makes it really really handy to be close by like that. And again, a massive renovation job has taken place, and in particular, I guess the deck here and kind of the lawn and the patio serves a particular function.
Yes, it's used for many university functions. I mean, it is a private residence, but they also have a lot of functions here. Out-of-town guests who come to speak on campus come here, and they often have smaller activities at the Boyd House where students can meet these people in a smaller setting.
Neat.
And a lot of times they use the terrace for dinners or cocktails or student events.
Lots of room to kind of mill around.
Exactly.
And do those sort of things. Well, I understand that a few faculty helped a little bit with the landscape design here.
Right. Our department did the design along with the Borens, who have a keen interest in landscaping, and then two of the faculty members at the university, Deborah Dalton in the landscape architecture program, and Jim Yock, who's an English professor and also does a lot of design work, did this as a group effort.
Okay, well, I think it's really laid out cleverly, and I love the hardscape that you guys have here, the fences, and I notice you've got some interesting roses and some trellises on the back fence. And how do they paint behind those roses?
Well, the fence itself was part of the design of the renovation, and it's all redwood, and they wanted to be able to paint the fence without disturbing the roses. So there are hinges on each of the trellises so that you can fold them away from the fence, paint behind it, and put them back up and not disturb the roses.
Wonderful, very clever idea. Well, certainly there is a lot of hardscape. I like the choice of rock work you've got back here. It just really sets the plants off. I love this long border here along the fence. I think it's just beautiful. So, Julie, which garden is this right here?
This is the Mary Ellen Monroney Cottage Garden. It's a memorial garden in Mrs. Monroney's honor, given by her friends during the renovation.
Okay, it's a beautiful garden. I love the way it's laid out. I do have a question though. Why do we have the statue of a little doggy here in the center?
Well, Mrs. Monroney she bred West Highland Terriers, and the Borens are also great fans of West Highland Terriers and have had a couple over the years, so it seemed appropriate.
Okay, and there's also a little resident here.
Yes,
in the garden?
This is Emmy Boren, and she loves this garden. Sometimes we plant strawberries, which she likes to eat, and this is sort of her garden.
Okay. She certainly looks happy here. Well, I think you've got a great mix of flowering plants, tender plants, perennials, some evergreens. Again, great hardscape with a little granite pathway here, and also some herbs I see in the area.
Yes, because the home is a private residence also. It's near the kitchen, so they use the herbs for cooking, and also when they have university functions and are cooking there, they can come out and grab
Harvest
some
a few
rosemary
herbs.
or
All right. Well, I think it's a great garden, beautiful and functional. Thanks for showing us around,
Thank
Julie.
you very much.
Well, there are a number of gardens here at the Boyd House, even a really neat woodland garden here on the west side of the home. Well, here to tell us about some of the plants in the different gardens here is one of the gardeners, Andrew Palka. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Steve.
Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, Andrew, what all types of plants do you guys have, particularly here in the woodland garden?
Well, we have your typical hostas and columbines and anemones, but we also have a variety of other plants and foreign and native.
Okay.
And we have Oklahoma redbuds, and we have fringe tree, and we have deciduous holly and several other shrubs and other ground covers that are native and do different things.
Okay, different mix of natives and exotics. I see you have some ajuga and the red dragon persicaria. A lot of people like that plant, and yeah, just quite a mix of different things here in this garden. And I understand that there used to be a little bit more shade in this area, but that changed recently?
Yes, very recently this season we had 80-year-old hackberry that decided to go, so we had to do a few different things. We put in a cottonwood and several Sargent crab apples and different hydrangeas and the vitex, and with several other ground covers that will adapt to shade eventually.
Okay, and the plants that the tree was shading, they seem to be doing okay so far?
Well, it was covered with hostas and anemones and our columbines. We had to relocate them to other parts of the woodland garden so we can save them.
Okay, so you're just kind of adapting that way, moving a few things around, and your cottonwood certainly will grow fast and replace that shade in a hurry. Well, I see a number of different geraniums, or excuse me, hydrangeas that you have here. I see the oak leaf hydrangea, one of our former Oklahoma proven plants, and I really like the Annabelle hydrangea. This is Hydrangea arborescens, and of course a species of hydrangea that is native to eastern Oklahoma. Doesn't have quite the showy flowers as this particular selection, but a great garden plant here in the Annabelle hydrangea. Well, Andrew, I really like this blue flowered plant right up here. Can you tell us about that?
Well, this is a great new selection for me. This is bush clematis, Clematis integrifolia, China blue, and
not a climbing clematis.
Not a climbing. It just grows to about 18 inches and about that wide, and should have blue flowers in the late spring, early summer.
Well, I think it's striking. Nice perennial for the garden. Well, you have a few other different trees here that are a little bit unique. You have some tulip poplars.
Yes, we do.
And a really unique oak back here, one of our native oaks.
We have a white oak, and we have the swamp white oak, and we also have a white shield maclura, which is
Osage orange.
The Osage orange. They're our native tree out on the roadside, and we also have two apricot trees.
Okay,
that is in fruit right now.
Okay,
so.
actually in fruit. Great. Well, I love that. I love all the diversity of the different trees. Well, there certainly is a lot to see here, lots of different kinds of plants. If people pull in, want to see the garden on our tour, Andrew, where can they park here?
They can park north of the Boyd house. We have a parking lot just right north of the house. So.
Okay. All right, so plenty of room to park and come out and see all this this wonderful display and all these gardens. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Thanks for showing us around.
Thank you, Steve. It was great to have you. Great.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.